Ministry's 100-day agenda. Thank you so much for those details. Now, the government's allies are learned to have asked that the Agnipath Scheme, which is a tour of service style of armed forces recruitment, be reviewed. But such a review will have to carefully assess a host of parameters, especially the impact these changes would have on the fisc. CNBC-TV18 Sapna Das has more details. Sapna, while the BJP's allies have not formally demanded a review as yet, we learned that it is a request that has been made. So what are the factors that could play a role in any such review if it is indeed taken up?
Well, the first point that we'd like to clarify is that, there hasn't been any formal demand as such. Allies have been talking about it before the government was formed, and hence, from there emanates a kind of a concern, and that is basically on the fisc and the implication that that may have in terms of the defense modernization. So any kind of a review that happens potentially on the Agnipath scheme will have to be mindful of the fiscal implications. Agnipath had been brought in basically to manage the burgeoning pension bill of the defense forces. So it can't go the other way around. Having said that, for instance, around 23% of the defense budget goes towards pension payments, which is quite massive, so to speak. Also, as far as the core defense pension payments are concerned, well, this is under the OPS, that is the old pension scheme, which works on the principle of defined benefit and not defined contribution. So there's already a risk that the government is taking since so many years. Second, now with the rollout of the OROP as well, every 5 years the pensions have to be reviewed. For instance, in FY23, the government had taken a hit of around 23,000 crores in terms of clearing the OROP arrears, so to speak. Now, if you come to the Agnipath scheme, it's a straight 4-year tenure that we're talking about. There is no permanent retention of all the agniveer, so to speak. Around 20-25% of the recruits are actually taken in, and there are no pension and retirement benefits. But if you start talking about a review of the Agnipath scheme from the point of view of an OPS or an OROP benefit, then the implications are quite different. Also, if you look at the numbers, around 1.49 lakh odd crore is the kind of budget that we're talking about in the current year as far as your defense pension payments are concerned. In comparison, of course, the Agnipath scheme is relatively new. The Agnipath scheme budget is somewhere around 6,000 crores for the current financial year. So the numbers are very plain and clear for anyone to have a look. So so everything has to be kept in mind before the government goes in. So they will have to weigh the pros and cons extremely carefully, because this will also impact your resources, the resources available for your defense modernization, which is something that India cannot sacrifice.
All right, Sapna.